A woman saying that she's content in something, a content, just say, oh yeah, okay, it's good enough. And I'm content with my 2025 Nissan Altima, but I really want that S-Class Benz. Like there's always something that you're missing that you want, and I wouldn't want my woman to ever be like out loud in public, oh, I'm content with my man. That's crazy.
Ladies, we're hoping you can be honest with this, but do you view a man that's asking for peace as a sign of strength or a sign that he can't handle the emotional weight of the relationship?
Wait,
okay, so
that's not the question.
Do you view a man that's asking for peace as a sign of strength or a sign that he can't handle the emotional weight of the relationship?
I think that if a man is asking for peace, he already feels not peaceful. Like, I feel like he already feels, if he's asking for peace, because I feel like it should come, right? In my opinion, my experience, my opinion. So if he's asking for peace, then obviously he feels a certain way about that woman that's not being peaceful towards him, or that's not, I don't want to use the word with the word, but he probably feels like some kind of way you're not being respectful to him, or your tone, your delivery, it's something about you that's giving off that aura or whatever, for him to even have to ask you a question about, can you be peaceful to him? Unless y'all first meeting or something and he's just asking questions. But I don't think if you're in a relationship with a man, like, can I get some peace? Or can I get some peace? He obviously feels some type of way about not getting it at the moment. Just my thoughts.
Like that video we watched where the dude was in his car asleep and his annoying ass wife came out there and was beating on the car. Like, are you serious? Like, that's the nigga that you.
She was annoying.
Yeah, he's asked for peace so many times.
That's the type of man that would ask for peace, for sure.
Yeah, he didn't ask for that shit for so long. He decided he was gonna go strong arm it and get it in his Tesla.
It's by any means necessary. Like if you, so if he, that's a good example, because when I saw that video, Willie, I'm like, damn it, you don't get it. Look, if he gotta sit outside his own damn house because he feels like walking into that environment is unpleasant, unwelcoming, then ma'am, you might need to check yourself. That's how I felt about that. So that's why I keep telling y'all swear a woman, a woman's happiness is what matters. That's why I don't give a shit if a married woman is happy or not. Because if she wasn't happy, she likely would leave, given the divorce statistics. I want to hear if she married to a man that's happy. Because that's the hard part. Like that's the one that nobody ever checks on. Everyone's like, oh, her, happy life, happy wife. No, that's fucking stupid. Tell her to shut up too. Like, ask a woman, is her husband happy? Like, and ask them, is her husband happy? And then watch how they don't have, they were like, they get quiet, they can't answer, or they'll answer that, well, I'm happy. That's not the fuck we ask you. Like, so I don't give much credit to women saying that, well, I'm married and I'm happy, because of course you would if you got somebody kissing your ass doing all the heavy lifting, which is what most marriages turn out to be for men. So when I find a woman that's married and then I'm like, well, hey, is your husband happy? Nobody says anything. They're like, oh, well, he must be, he's still with me. Like, that is the measurement for a man being happy.
I think I had this conversation before. Not necessarily with you, but that's one of the things my husband and I, we check in on each other, right? So I think in most relationships, that communication piece is there. You're checking in. Where are we right now? You know what I'm saying? Are you okay? Da da da. And I remember I asked him one time, "Are you happy?" And he said, "I'm content." And I got offended by that initially, right? I'm like, content. But after further conversation, the explanation was happy is a fleeting emotion. So yes, am I happy in a relationship? Yeah, at times I am. At times I'm happy. Sometimes I'm not. He said, but if I had to generalize the relationship as a whole, I'm content. And I understand that now. And I think that's a better phrase, at least for me, adopting what he said, because I completely get that. If everybody's chasing for happiness, it's just like you're on this high all the time, right? But the reality is that since it's a fleeting emotion, when you're not happy, you're going to think you're in a bad relationship because you're not on 10 all the time. So I think the goal, at least for me, our goal is to remain content in our marriage. And sometimes it accelerates to being happy, and sometimes we're mad at each other. But in general, we're always content. Neither one of us fear either one leaving. Both of us feel loved, cared for, and I think that should be the basis of a good relationship.
Yeah, content is I don't know. I like that that's the conversation you guys had and you actually have that type of communication. But I don't think that content needs to be the default for anybody else, because if you're not you're content with your life right now, but your life you might not be happy with it. And that leaves a lot of room for growth. And I don't think that people operating in their number one capacity in a marriage, they should be trying to make their spouse happy, not just content. Content is like getting a seat, you're just passing. If you being happy is, you have a woman who's doing the things you want to do without asking. You might be content because you ask her to do something, she does it. But that doing it without asking, the initiative, the intent, the peace, the supportiveness, all of those things, I think, that, he's super. I think, I don't know. Because I'm thinking if I said it, if a woman asked me and I said I was content, I would just be telling her like, yeah, you're doing just enough not to get fired. Like, and then I wouldn't try to placate her being like, because happiness is fleeting. I would mean like me being happy with you is me like wanting to wake up every day and choosing you, doing enough that I'm happy to pick you. Being content. That's just my bar is higher, I think. And I think a lot of men would also have a higher bar than that too. But then I also understand that some marriages, as they last longer, men become more, what's the other word for complacent, and just, and comfortable. I mean, and that's fine too, but I don't think that's the type of marriage that I would want for me. Because a lot of times when a man says that they're content, that just means they don't want to kill themselves.
Wait, is there a difference between
Man, that sounds crazy.
Hold on. Content and complacent. Those are two different things. That leaves room for growth. That doesn't mean without challenge or growth. Content means I'm happy where I am right now. And if any other things are brought into it, I'm going to be content no matter what, because the absence of something or not, I'm okay. Just the same thing with joy. Joy is like a piece of mind, right? Like you can't necessarily rely on other things to bring you joy. That's something that comes from inside. So I do agree with you, but there's a difference between content and complacency. And
I'll give you that. I would say, like, if to your example, then like complacent is a 70, content is an 80, and happy is a 90. And again, I can see that. However, I'm gonna expect more. I'm gonna expect that 90 because what I'm gonna give my wife. Like, my woman will be happy. She won't be content. If any of y'all came up here and like, I'm content, we would know something was missing in your relationship. Like, that would have been the first thought that any of us had, even mistaken, having heard it from our man before. A woman saying that she's content in something, just say, oh yeah, okay, it's good enough. And I'm content with my 2025 Nissan Altima, but I really want that S-Class Benz. Like, there's always something that you're missing that you want. And I wouldn't want my woman to ever be like out loud in public, oh, I'm content with my man. That's crazy.
I am.
I think content means just they just simply they're not living in a constant state of dissatisfaction. Like they're okay. Like, I'm kind of with Willie. Like, if you're content, you just whatever. That's what I get with content. So that probably would drive me nuts.
No, like, people are content with their jobs, but they don't want them. But, pays the bill, so they stick around.
If you phrase it like that, yeah, but that definitely wasn't.
I'm fairly certain that's not how he phrased it, because y'all are still married. But I'm saying
most men who are married are content. I'm not going to use the word content. I would say most men who are married right now are settled. Now, I would say if most men, when you look at men, whenever they marry, when they have all of the resources they want, the women that they marry don't typically look like the women they have right now. So if you look at fucking 350-pound fucking left tackles, those women, they wouldn't have those women. So I think when men have all of the resources, when they optimize themselves, I'm talking about to the max, they typically go after the woman that they really want. So I would say most men settle.
Just look at a man's first baby mama and then his subsequent baby mamas. The first one is always the ugly one, or excuse me, is the ugliest of them. If it's going to be more than one. That's why you end up on child support so fast, because you get with the second one who's prettier, and the ugly one puts you on child support because she's mad.
I ain't gonna say nothing on that. I'm gonna let you have that.
Mom have seen the show. This not. And the crazy thing is, all mom, you saying both mine look good, so I'm not.
I'm the exception too.
The second one, there's definitely a difference.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm an exception too. I got the woman I wanted, but I think if most men hit 1 million overnight, I would say 9 out of 10 men would probably file for divorce and go get the woman they want.
Facts. I would say 9.9%. I think it would be 1 for every 100 niggas that wouldn't. I got a bag now and I got some muscles. Yeah, let me go.
Yeah, they either divorce or get a side chick. They'll go fuck the woman they want on the side.
No, they gonna leave her, because you know how hard it is going back to a woman that you don't like, and you gotta leave your side chick house that does everything for you, and you gotta go back home. That'll turn a 15-minute drive into 6 hours.
You're supposed to keep that to yourself. You're breaking code now.
Who's breaking code, nigga? I'm honest. What the fuck we talking about? That turns a long drive.
Can I ask you a question? What do you think is more sustainable long term? Contentment or happiness?
I think whichever ones you want your partner to have is what's going to be the longest that you can sustain.
I don't think most people understand what happiness is. I think people think happiness is simply just moments of joy. But I think that I think real happiness is more of a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not looking for prosperous.
I don't think y'all answer her question.
I think the word we should use is joyful. I think we could be joyful, because just because I'm going through something and somebody passes, I'm very joyful in my relationship. And so, like, I'm always in a happy mood, right? So this is why you always see my 32 teeth when you see me. Even if something happens, drastic, somebody passes away, I can be sad in the moment, but that doesn't mean that I'm a sad person. So most of the days that I'm moving in a very joyful way and peaceful way as well. So I think joyful in a relationship is probably a little bit better than happy, because happy moves.
I don't think that was
prosperity. I missed it and I apologize. Damn, my bad.
No, just the question
right now.
I said, which do you think is
I answered it, to be fair.
Is sustainable long term? Is